AktivoLabs builds digital health solutions using scientific, evidence-based methods to improve the health of people across cultures and countries. They help life and health insurance to engage and acquire high-value customers, price and manage risk at scale, and provide a deeply valued service to customers on their journey to long-term health. Learn how to improve customer loyalty by providing an outstanding experience while lowering health claims and stand out from the competition. Please welcome AktivoLabs.
Good morning. Hi everyone, I'm Gaurav. I'm the CEO and co-founder at AktivoLabs. And today I would request all of you to look at population health risk and the management of it through a unique lens, and that is the lens of real-time digital health data, which is data generated on the fly from any IoT-enabled devices. So at AktivoLabs, over the last 6 years, we have scientifically developed the Aktivo platform, which is a real-time digital health data platform that helps populations understand the risk of various chronic conditions and how they can go about improving on them. And we are collaborating with life and health insurers globally, and we help them achieve 3 things primarily. Number 1 is on engagement and creating proximity with their policyholders. Number 2, help them understand their moving risks on their books. And number 3, once they understand the moving risks on their books, what kind of product innovation and service innovation can they come up with on that? So in today's demo, I'm going to show you a bit of glimpse of how we can capture real-time data from populations in a very seamless, affordable manner, and how we can use that data not only for risk evaluation, but also for proactive risk management as well. So I'm going to start my demo now. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm fired up my Aktivo application, and it picks up my real-time data from just my smartphone. So what you're seeing on screen right now is one of the manifestations of the Aktivo platform. It's looking into data that I am generated over the last 7 days, right over there. It lands me on the screen covering a lot of stuff across mind, body, and nutrition. I'm not going to go into that, but we're going to talk about Aktivo Score, which is a digital biomarker for health and longevity. It was created by my co-founder, Professor David Lai and his team on a very deeply profiled population health study spanning 2 decades. Now, we're looking into the data. That's the data generated just from my smartphone, the raw data and the metadata it picks up, and then I know the number of minutes I've exercised, light activity, which is what I'm doing right now. Sedentary minutes is what you guys are doing right now, sitting down but you're awake. Sleep, we have our own algorithm that enables us to pick up sleep from the smartphones itself. And then I took about 13 or close to 14,000 steps yesterday. The combined effect of all that, contextualized to my age and my sex at birth, is my Aktivo Score. And very importantly, we tell the consumer what is the meaning of their score, that your day can only be broken down into these 4 different categories. And based on the interplay of these various physical activities, we are telling you what your health risk looks like. But furthermore, we want them to understand, go back in time and understand the various lifestyle choices and how it's impacting their overall risk. So let me look at this particular day last week. My score was 34. But if you look over here, I had 32 minutes of exercise recorded. And what really brought down my score was I slept just 4 hours, although I had 11,000 steps. It goes on to show it's not just about taking those 10,000 steps, but the interplay between the various physical activities in a finite 24 hours that defines your long-term health piece itself. So what I'm going to show you right now is that this particular score, when we put it across a population, how does it play out on a risk? Now, this is actually one of our insurance partners in Asia. Over a period of time, you see all these users and policyholders trickling in on their app where we are integrated into their policyholder application. And then we looked at how we can actually classify their various risks. And then what we saw with that claims experience is that the score is performing or expected to perform the exact way we thought it would. Higher the Aktivo score, lower mortality rates. Higher the Aktivo score, lesser diabetes. Higher the Aktivo score, lesser impact on hypertension and also on clinical depression itself. But one interesting thing that we noticed that the dependence plot, when we looked at the score itself, for this particular population over here, just around the score or a median score of 70, the SHAP value goes to negative. So a median score of 70 on a population size, we're talking about 50,000 plus, was putting a 1-year longitudinal risk of any kind of chronic diseases almost towards zero. Now, unlike my learned colleagues back, I prefer much more simpler slides to look at. But what we have done and what the capability of Aktivo or our platform is able to calibrate our algorithms market by market as more and more longitudinal data we're generating with our partners across. So this is an example of another partner for which we actually looked at their real-time data. This is close to 250,000 subscribers on their mobile app where we are generating their Aktivo score. And then we showed that just from real-time data, we are able to plug in that risk. And the risk is taking into account your Aktivo score and those parameters that you see on the screen. Your sex at birth, your age, your BMI, smoking, and your smoking profile, and whether you consume alcohol or not. And we're able to look into just from their data pieces across a year, what's that 1-year longitudinal risk is looking like for mortality and for the various diseases that we have built our algorithms for. But furthermore, we can actually look into certain user cases and how that is performing. This is a user, 23 years old. When he got his first policy, that was a year and a half back, his BMI was close to around 26, 27. But we look at their risk. Of course, mortality risk is a function of age, so it's relatively really low. But we are seeing a 23-year-old chap, and his risk of diabetes is already in medium, and significant risk of depression and hospitalization. But when we look into the actual algorithm and what are the contributing factors, the main parameters that are contributing towards that, we see the Aktivo score having a significant contribution to that risk, which basically means that this risk can be managed by improving his score. Improvement of the score with all these other data points remaining just the same would significantly bring down the risk of this particular gentleman of being hospitalized or even being diagnosed with clinical depression over a period of 1 year itself. So that ends my demo for today, but what we really wanted to show is the power of real-time data. This is just talking about all your policyholders for whom the lowest common denominator is just a smartphone and or any fitness tracking device with which we are integrated in. And like I said, it's not just only a tool to understand risk, but proactively manage risk as well. So yeah, if you guys want to know more, we have a booth outside, more than happy to take those conversations. And yeah, looking forward to having those conversations, see how we can collaborate and help populations live healthier and happier lives. Thank you so much.